Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing. Say hi as you guys come in. Say hi as you guys come in. Say hi as you guys come in. That's good, Ted. I'm glad you controlled your emotions. That's good, Ted. I'm glad you controlled your emotions. Hey, Mark. No, we're not in a bear market yet. We'll wait a few more minutes and see who else comes in and joins us. Hi, Debo. All right, I'm going to go and start. Okay, so I don't know if most of you watched Hippo's live stream this morning, but I'll go ahead and go over a few things. Actually, this is ETH. Let me go over to Bitcoin. Okay, so take this out real quick. Okay, so looking at it like this on the weekly time frame, yeah, it's pretty bad. Okay, but we've got a pretty good buy up right now. We got a pretty good wick going on. But what's today? Tuesday. We got a long, still, what, 5 days, 4 days left of this week? Okay. So if you go over to the BLX chart, which, where the heck is it here? Okay, whatever. You can see one time before, back here, we broke the 21 and closed candles on under it. Okay, but we did not hit the 50. When we hit the 50 is when we went into this bear market. So let's go back over to where we were. What the heck? Where is it? Am I blind? There it is. So we've wicked down almost and touched the 50, but we haven't touched it yet. So with that being said, I'm not worried yet. I'm not worried unless we break this box. Because like he said this morning, a normal fourth wave, the degree that we're looking for, usually comes into the prior fourth wave, and that's right here. Now, if we start breaking this box, then I'm going to be very concerned that the bull run is over. And it's also going to depend on what we do here. What we don't want to happen, like in this prior top, is that we have this move down, and I know some of you probably have already heard this, okay, but I'm going to go over it again for the ones that maybe haven't. So we had this move down that tapped the 50. And everybody at that point, because it came into the prior fourth, everybody at that point thought, well, this could be a fourth wave. And then we got the bounce up that was looking good. What actually happened is we created a flat correction. Okay. And then once that happened, we needed a partner for this whole leg, and we got that to the downside. So that's what we don't want to see happen here. It also happened here, which it's kind of hard to see, but we had an initial dump that came right on top of the prior fourth wave. This was the prior fourth wave. And you can't see it. I'd have to move down to a daily. But we did the same thing. We created a flat correction, and guess what? We needed a partner, and that's what we got. And then once that happened, right about here, it got ugly, and we were in a bear market. So with that being said, right now, we are sitting on the bottom. Well, we wicked into the bottom of the fourth wave. We've got this buy up. What we don't want to see is some type of A, B, C, and we bonk our heads on the weekly 21 MA. Because if that happens, or we make a flat, okay? And we bonk our heads on the weekly 21 EMA. Or even we bonk our heads on the daily, I can't see it, but it's the daily something. Yeah, I mean, we could even, you know, bonk our heads this way. But either way, we don't want a correction here. We want an impulse wave. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't come down further in this candle and then take off, because we're sitting up on a daily. So what I mean by that is, let's go all the way down to the 5-minute. So right here and right now, this little bounce we've had, that bounce, I guess, yes, if it rolled over, it would come down a little more. So I really don't want to see us break this bottom. But if we were to break it just a little more and then recovered, it would be okay. It would be okay. This blue line is the weekly 50 EMA. Not sure what that blue line is. I think I forgot to delete it. But say we broke the bottom, came down one more, as long as we recover with an impulse wave, we're okay. But I don't want, you know, we need an impulse wave. That's what we need. So let's go down to the lower time frame. Right now, this is a potential diagonal. I don't like the way it looks on Bitcoin. Okay, it's not that perfect, but it looks better on ETH. It looks much better on ETH for a potential diagonal. So basically, this would be a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. So with that being said, let's go back over to Bitcoin. This could be a diagonal. It just doesn't look as good as ETH's diagonal. So what are we looking for? Well, we know that if it is a diagonal, we're looking for this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think we've got another 5-wave move to the downside. So we're looking at these levels. 382.5, and I don't want to see it go past the 618. Okay? And hopefully, and even with it being a diagonal, we know that this can turn into an A, a B, and a C potentially. But what we want to see is the impulse wave. That this ends up being a 1, a 2, somewhere in here. And then we blast up for 3, 4, 5 on up there. Okay? But we're not going to know what it's going to be until we see this correction back and we see what we get afterwards. Like I said, it doesn't look pretty on Bitcoin as a diagonal, but it looks much better on ETH. Okay. So right now, because we have this 3, 3, and then I think we were going to end up making 3, and the panic sell happened. That's what I really think was going to happen here. I had my target right at the top of this box. And I guess people just panic sold and it just kept going. This MA here, I add in when we break the 200. This one is the 300. And the reason I add this one in is because that was the one we bounced off of for the COVID. So sometimes I add it in when we're breaking the 200 to see if we can get a bounce off of it. And so far, we're holding it. So let's go take a look at ETH. ETH's doing the same thing. It's got a potential diagonal here. The entries I'm going to be looking for is 382.5618. We know that our stop loss needs to be here. And I'm not betting the house. Okay, guys. I'm just going to be firing a little bullet here on these until we get the bounce up and I see what's happening. Because just like Bitcoin, this can turn into an a B that can come down low or even to here, and then we get a C up. Or I'm wrong about this diagonal and it's not even a diagonal and we just roll over. On Bitcoin, right now, on the 4-hour, we have some bullish divergence between these 2 points. Okay? We don't between here and here, but we do between this pivot and this pivot. And that's what's giving us this bounce. Now on the 8-hour, we wiped it out. But we're in very oversold territory. So a bounce is due, and that's what we're getting. But it doesn't mean it can't get rejected by this yellow, or it comes up to the 50 and gets rejected. So we're in scary territory here. Be careful. Now, if you didn't watch Hippo's video this morning and you held through this, which I didn't have anything to hold through, thank goodness, because I don't know if I would have been able, well, I would have been able to control it, but I wouldn't have liked it too much. So even if we come back down with this candle and we don't get much of a bounce here, we are going to get a bounce eventually. Okay? We are going to get some type of bounce eventually. If it's a 3-wave move, worst case scenario, this is when you de-risk your long-term holdings. Unless you just want to hold them forever through a bear market, but I don't want to. I wouldn't want to, but that's me. Okay. But this, we are going to get some type of bounce. Hopefully it's a 5-wave and we're out of here. But even if it's a 3-wave, that's when you de-risk. Ted, the MACD. Yeah, I haven't looked at the MACD. I don't really use it too much, but let's take a look. Hmm. Yeah, so in my prior videos, I said I didn't want to see this 50 get broken. Well, we've broken it. And we're right about the um level that we were over here. So we really need to get our butts out of here and get back up above this 50. This MACD on the weekly time frame looks pretty bearish. On the daily, yeah, it's down there. It's never been that low. You're right. It's going to take, look how far down that blue line is. Here we go. How far was that? Oh, geez. You're right, that looks horrible. So what, I mean, with that being said, you would think that it would not really be able to go much lower, but I guess it can. But so far, let's see if we can get an impulse wave out of this diagonal or potential diagonal. Doesn't look so good. Well, actually, hold on. On Bitcoin, shit. Oops, sorry about that. On Bitcoin, the third wave's the smallest. So this is probably an A, a B, and a C, which turns it into an A wave. On ETH, the third wave's not the smallest. So like I said, ETH looks a lot better being a diagonal. But with Bitcoin being an A, a B, yeah, this is most likely an A wave on both. So we might roll over again, guys. So basically we'll probably do an A, B, C, and roll over again. But maybe we won't break the bottom. Maybe we'll, if people don't panic sell again, maybe we'll just A, B, C, and then we'll make a 5-wave move that just barely breaks it. Comes to the weekly 50, and then we take off. Any questions, guys? Yeah, I didn't see that before, that the third was the smallest. But it is. Any questions? Anything you guys want to go over? Speak up, guys. Anything you want to go over? Any questions? Did everybody, how many of you had coins that you needed to, that you were holding? I see Ted said, he didn't sell. And then Scott said you bought some at 30K. Well, that's good. I was driving. I missed the last part of this, and I don't know if I would have tried to catch the falling knife though. I'm a more conservative person, and I wait on the bounce and see what we get. I mean, sometimes the bounces are so aggressive that it's like, I wish I would have caught that, but you never know when the end is. I don't like that. Especially when it's dumping so hard like that and people are panic selling. But that's just me. That's just, my thing. Yeah, hopefully it is still bull market time. Ada? Oh, look at Gert. See, I had this as a WXY. I'm going to do Ada, guys. I'm going to do Ada. I just want to look at this real quick because I was watching this. This was a perfect three-wave X, and this would have been a three-wave Y. And it took out the 618. So it could be an A, a B, 1, 2. Guess this is 3. Maybe we're getting 4 and then 5. Ugly, ugly. Let's go to Ada. Oh, I know what's wrong. I'm on the wrong watch list. So just like the others, okay, this has got a nice buy up. It's come into the prior fourth. We don't really want to see it break this fourth here. Okay. Um, Yeah, it's got a nice buy up, so let's take a look at what it's doing. No daily bull. No 8-hour bull. And, well, if it can stay and close up here, it will have some 4-hour bullish. Because this RSI is based off of close of candles. So you can bypass the wicks and consider that bull if it holds. If it comes down even to there, it's no more bull. Let's look on the lower time frame, see what it's doing. Yeah, they all look the same, like could be a diagonal, but this one looks funky, ugly too. I don't like it. It more looks like a oh, wait a minute. I just saw something else. Okay. So this went so quick, I can't really see what's going on. But this could be a wave 1, 2. And this is a 1, 2. We have a 1, 2, 1, 2 potential. If it can stay on top of here. So 1, 2. This is in the process of making a 3, 4, 5. For those of you that don't understand the 1, 2, 1, 2. And then this is, of course, this is going to be way up here. Okay. And this is the internal 1, 2. And then 3, 4, 5 on up. I just noticed that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I don't want to see us tank down like this. Then that's to me ain't a 1, 2, 1, 2 after that, okay? We need to stay on top of this one. Let's see if that potential is over here in Bitcoin. It is there. I just I don't feel too confident in it. But the 1 2 1 2 is there. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5, and this is the second 2. It may not be done. It may come down like that. But like I said, same thing. We don't want it to come way down like this. Wouldn't be a 1 2 1 2 anymore. Then I would go with the diagonal thing. Okay, that's still not out the window until we break this low here. And you know, the further it comes down, the less likely that it's a 2. If it starts coming all the way down like this, I'm going to think B wave. Luna dot Adam held all. So dot held, didn't dump like the other ones. Oh, we had a little dump. I mean, we dumped. Dodge from 0.03, so still good. Not sure what you're asking, Scott. So this looks, so looking at dot, this really looks corrective. Like there's no 1 2 1 2 potential here. Let's take a look at Gert, and it'll kind of give us a feel of what's going on. Gert, Jesus, that's some choppy mess. It could be a 1 2 1 2. Could be. It's not pretty though. And that's just a choppy mess that is corrective. Unless it starts here. 1 2 3 4 5 is a diagonal. But it's ugly. Where's Dodge? Dodge don't look too bad. Just looks like an ABC. Into the prior fourth. And it's had these wicks before. Out of all the coins, Dodge is the most bullish. Makes no sense. But this looks like an ABC to me. To the upside. So, yeah. We're going to have to wait and see what happens here on the lower time frames. And if you do decide to jump in, I wouldn't, fire a huge bullet. You can always add to it. Like, just fire a, a littler one. And then when we get the move to the upside, you can always add to your position when you know that we're going in the right direction. When you said corrected, you mean is dead? I'm not sure what you meant. When I said what corrected? Nothing's dead yet. I mean, nothing's telling me yet that this run is over. Nothing. I mean, it's close, but we totally have a chance to recover here. Not one asset that I looked at would I'd say it's done. It's going into a bear market. We just need to see what kind of recovery we get. We don't want a correction here. We definitely want to get out of here. Would I allow one more rollover here and maybe hold the weekly 50? Yeah. But if we start breaking this whole area here and start dropping down more, that's just bad. And if we get a 3-wave correction up, that's bad. We want to get out of here. I mean, it's not going but down. Can you rephrase that just a little bit so I understand what you mean? I want to make sure that you're not misinterpreting what I'm saying. And if I missed anybody's request, if you could put them back, if you could put it in the bottom, I'll do the request. So let's pull a projection here on Bitcoin, because this looks like it just made a little flat right there. If it doesn't go up any higher, or maybe it will give us one more hit to the high, I'm not sure. If it were to come up to here, that lines up pretty well with this one and this one for the 0.5618. We're just gonna have to wait and see what this correction does, because this flat could come up a little higher. This could be an A, a B, and then we get a C. And then this turns into A, B, C right into the 0.5. So we got to wait and see, guys. I'm good. You just said none of the assets look like they are in a bear market yet. No, not yet. Not yet. I mean, it's not looking pretty, but no, we're not in a bear market yet. ETH starts breaking this bottom here, I'm going to say we're in a bear market. We're headed that way. Like if we make a correction up, we're going to need a partner for this. And then that's coming to the downside. And then we're breaking, you know, then we have a higher high, lower low, and then probably we're going to do it again. And that's how we end up trending downwards. I really don't want to see ETH break that box. Worst case scenario, this bottom right here. Then I'm going to start thinking bear market. Bitcoin, breaking this box low, I'm going to start thinking bear market. And here's the thing, guys. Even if we go into a bear market, I don't think that a bear market is going to take us and, you know, all the way into the crypto abyss, okay? I think we have a good chance of depends on what wave this is. You know, it could be, it's very hard to tell. I mean, this could be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 could be here or here. 4, 5. This is the top of a third. And then we're getting our fourth into our prior fourth. That's an option. And then our bear market is just a fourth. And then we go up for a gigantic fifth. There's so many ways to interpret this. But this is the most logical to me because this was the longest wave. Now, if this continues, say this ain't the end, then we have the potential for one more up, and that would still be a fifth. And then, you know, we have the potential to come down to for a fourth. But we should hold the top here. I don't think we're ever going to get into those low numbers again. I think if it does come on down, it probably most likely will hold the top of this third here. Just have to wait and see. But we're not there yet by any means. We got to wait and see what this does. All right, guys. Let me know if you have any more questions. Be smart, okay? If you think you see a 5-wave move, and or this one I'm talking about now, that is potential diagonal, just be careful. Don't bet the house and the car and the dog and everything else, okay? All right, if you don't have any more questions, I'm going to sign off. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. All right. You guys have a good rest of your day.